Call to order the 959th meeting of the Directors of MSAD 27. Roll call.
Christine Thibodeau.
Here.
Shannon Lugden.
Here.
Joe Brazin. Donna Pelletier.
Here.
Tanya Brazin.
Here.
Toby Poundro. And Rory Collins.
Here.
All right, so adjustments to agenda.
We have quite a few adjustments. Under number 7, Superintendent, we're going to add an item B, the Peter Saucier Service Award for 2025-26. Under 2 resignations, we're going to add 1 resignation of a cook helper. Under 4 new hires, we're going to add a number 3 FKES Special Education Technician 1-on-1. Under new hires, we're going to add a number 4 RHS Recovery High School Alternative Education Technician 2. And under new hires, we're going to add an item 5 FKES Special Education Teacher. And then under new business, we're going to add an item F, coaching recommendation.
Okay. Period of public participation on any items on the agenda. Is there anyone signed up to talk? Nope. Okay. So I need the approval of minutes for meeting 9:58 back in May.
So moved.
Perfect. Do we have a
Second.
second? Perfect. Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous?
I don't know if it matters, like I abstained because I wasn't here.
No.
3 abstain.
Okay.
We're still good.
Yep. Approval of financial statements for April 2026. I assume everything was looking good on there.
We're tailing, Benny's doing very well at spending.
Okay, so I need a motion
So moved.
and a second, please. Any discussion?
Just for clarification, you said Benny, not Ben, correct?
Both.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Second was Christine.
Yes, yeah. All right, so we're not to superintendent.
I have a couple things for you. The first one is a NES-DC enrollment study. The last enrollment study that we did was back when we were doing the Valley Unified High School work. And we paid our share of $15,000 for that study, which came at the recommendation of the Department of Education. There was a woman from Southern Maine who was doing those. She's since retired. Because I'm doing work with 33 and Madawaska right now, they need an enrollment study. I came across the New England School Development Council and asked about enrollment studies for all 3 of my districts. And I learned that they do those annually for members, and a membership for a year is $740 compared to $15,000 for an enrollment study. So I've signed us up as a member. We're also going to have access to a special ed report that they can conduct for us every year. So I'm going to work with Jill on getting some data from that. But it's good information to have, especially as you're looking at declining enrollments and what that looks like and what the future is. So just some highlights from our study. The historical enrollments begin on page 4. Where you can see, since at least 2015-16, where our trends have been. You can see that it's pretty much tabled off. You're also seeing the projected. You're seeing that it's going to be tabling off here for the next few years and not dropping dramatically. You can see that again on page 6, where the projected is shown. And we're not, at least from this study, it does not look like we're going to be dipping under 700 students for the next 10 years, which is good. So good information to have, and I'll make sure that with our annual payment, we ask for the enrollment study, and this will be something that you'll see annually. The second thing I have under superintendent is every year since Peter Associate has passed, so this would be the second school year now. We put out a Peter Associate Service Award survey to our staff. The survey reads, the Peter Associate Service Award is an award presented to an MSAD 27 employee who, at large, who demonstrates qualities of leadership, honor, dedication, and service to the district. And so I asked in the survey for staff to name 2 people in the district that they feel deserve this honor. And I collect all of that data from everyone. And then from that data, we look at who the name is for the award. Last year, it was awarded to Tom Panett. And I'm pleased to announce that this year, the 2026 Peter Associate Service Award in recognition of your continued leadership, honor, dedication, and service to MSAD 27 is presented to Mr. Don Chenard.
Aww.
What an incredible honor. I was not expecting that.
There you go, Mr. Don.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Peter.
Aw.
Well deserved.
What's best about that, Don, is that is selected by your peers, so
Yeah,
that's
I'm overwhelmed.
it's well-deserving. Other than that, I have administrator reports from Mr. Chenard, Ms. Mona Martin, Mr. Mitchell Daigle, and Ms. Stacy Sear, and if you have any questions, they are here.
Then they have NUIA scores on here.
What's that?
They have NUIA scores,
Okay.
but have we received like the SAT scores?
I have not. That would be a guidance. Guidance isn't here. I'm not sure on the status of SAT scores. I know that, like the state assessment, we get it a year later.
Yeah.
So we don't have that. But, something I can ask Kathy.
Does anyone have any questions for anyone? No? So we can move on to items of business, old business.
This is our returning agenda item, the alternative education proposed change that we presented a few meetings ago. Got tabled last meeting, and so we're at the 11th hour for making a decision. Again, just in summary, looking to move the alternative ed program to one site, and largely due to declining enrollment. And in consideration of that site, we proposed the St. John Valley Tech Center as the combined site. For one, it's located where all of the students do half of their day in CTE programming, and it also gives us kind of that grand plan where freeing up that area and that building does give us the capacity to move central office, which, as Lucy would probably agree to, would be a nice change. There's a lot of times, and it's at no fault of the school, but there's a lot of times during student transition where it becomes very noisy in that office. And a lot of times, you know, we're sitting with staff members having confidential conversations, and, you know, the bell rings for lunch, and it's a lot. So it does provide that. It also provides the school with some room to grow. Moving central office out of that area would provide some more classroom spaces in the future for this building, which is something that is a need here as well. I do know that there were a couple administrators that were prepared to just weigh in. I don't know, Mr. Doucette, Mr. Schnard, if you wanted to weigh in your thoughts on this proposal and what it means for your school anyway.
Well, we have, I've got a list of reasons why I think it's a good idea that the students move up to the St. John Valley Technology Center. First of all, those students have chosen a non-traditional pathway because they did not fit here. They felt that they didn't belong here. So having them here still makes them part of this school. And when they come here during lunchtime or during downtime, it's part of that disruptive behavior you see in your office during lunch. There's some lack of supervision at times where they are transitioning to the tech bus, and we find it very hard to mitigate those behaviors because they're often given a little bit more freedom over there, as they should, because they're in an individualized program, and they expect that here. And when we address that or challenge that, it becomes an oppositional situation. They have vehicles out here, and the vehicles are an issue, especially during lunchtime, where they're often under no one's supervision. During that recess period, they often slip off into vehicles, and they say they're hanging out or just sitting there quietly, but we don't know what's happening. And the belief is that they're under the Learning Center supervision from us, but their belief is that the students are under our supervision, so it just gets mixed up. When we vetted incoming freshmen, there were about 10 interviews that Kathy Sivany and I had. Every single freshman wanted to be at the St. John Valley Technology Center without any type of reservation. They wanted to be there. They want to be off this campus because they feel like they don't fit. They're excited about the hands-on atmosphere over there. During downtimes, our secretaries often have trouble with them in our building, especially when they're released for lunch. They come around the front of the building and they enter our building, and instead of coming down to the CAF, they often branch out both ways, down to the science wing and down to this wing to visit, and it becomes disruptive. During lunchtime, we have ed techs on duty, and as much as ed techs are professionals and they know what they're doing, they are intimidated by a group of 7 to 10 young men who are pretty burly, pretty muscular, loud, often use foul language, can sometimes get handsy with each other, and although we're on duty too, we're not always in the hallway where they like to hang out. They don't want to be outside for some reason. They want to be inside. And it's intimidating for some of the students too in that area who just want a quiet space, but it gets loud. We've had some school property damage from those groups of boys when they were unsupervised. Some bikes were damaged in our storage shed out back, and they were not returned properly and orderly to their position. Also, we've had some lunch issues with throwing food and disruptions. It's just become kind of a negative impact on our culture here, trying to get them to sort of fit in during those minutes when they're here. And it just really, I think they would be much happier in the St. John Valley Technology Center. I think that they're confused right now. They have A set of guidelines they have at the Learning Center, they come in the building and it's a separate set of guidelines and expectations. If we have them at the St. John Valley Technology Center, one set of guidelines, one set of expectations. They're under the direction of one person or two people. Here, they don't know who's in charge. It's hard for them to answer to 4 or 5 different people. So I really think it would be a benefit to them. It would be a benefit to us. I don't think if you if you asked every kid who is in the program if they'd like to go the entire day, I'm betting it would be a very positive response.
Thank you, Don.
I'd also like to state that with Mr. Karen not being around post-retirement, I'm also in fear of, not having an administrative structure at that site where they would have something better for a structure at the tech center. We need to make sure that these students are well monitored. We need to make sure that there's some accountability swiftly if something happens. There's no guarantee of that being able to happen if that remains next door without the presence of Mr. Karen, or it's a different, completely different handbook altogether when you look at their expectations and ours here. And there's also, a fear where we're going to have a dean of students that's going to have to possibly get involved in handling the disciplinary issues that come up and whatnot, and having to balance both buildings and whatnot in the future. Right now, I think we had a great plan. I think the plan got put on hold for one reason or another, but I think it needs to move forward. I think that's what's for the best for the students. We've talked to the students. We've gotten the feedback. They want to be there, not here. So I think it's best for the students. I think it's best for the cultures of the different schools, and I'm a proponent for them to move to the tech center as well. I think they get a lot of success there. They end up there every day. Right now they're driving from here to there, which is also a safety issue. And we've run into issues there too on the road. And I think it'd be best if they got our transportation, went there safely, came back safely.
And you figured out lunch
There's already a group that are
that eats over there? Okay.
Yeah.
I make them,
And there's room for improvement with that. I do want to say, in regards to, administrative oversight, the goal is to make sure that it's teacher-led. I know a lot of what Mr. Karen has implemented, whenever there's decisions about those learners and needing a stop out or whatever kind of disciplinary action, it's a team approach usually. He does make sure that the instructors get to weigh in on that, and that's the vision moving forward. There's not a whole lot of disciplinary actions that happen within the program. Usually it's what's happening outside the program. And when there are some, it's more stuff about attendance, it's more stuff about, them needing a wake-up call and that type of thing. So I think the vision of teacher leadership with some administrative support, obviously, those kids in their CTE program, when they're in CTE, Mr. Lavoie is, the administrator on site for that as well. That's and I thank you for sharing your thoughts, Mr. Chenard and Mr. Doucette.
and the two-site, the Recovery High School, is there anything, we've heard a lot about that already.
Yep.
I actually thought it was a done deal, so the motion is for both. The memorandum, this is for both of those things to happen, or is it separate?
Separate.
It's separate. It's separate, okay, I
Separate.
misunderstood.
For a single site for Tops Academy and a separate site for
The recovery.
For the
high school.
recovery high school,
But
so,
that'll all fall
but it's all
under
under one.
Yeah.
Site-based
The
shared
motion.
staff leadership.
Yeah. That's what I was. I'll make a motion to approve the revised two-site solution for alternative education with TOPS alternative education taking place at the St. John Valley Tech Center and the recovery high school taking place at UMFK. And I'll second the motion.
Are you still chairing on my chair?
You can take over if you want to.
She's been clacking.
And I apologize, I had a team meeting when at the HS case that just ended.
No worries.
I guess further discussion, I'll ask some questions. What are we doing, I had a series of questions before, and what are we doing as far as like lunch and stuff? Is that all gonna be taken care of out there?
Yeah, they bring it in from Wisdom. It's the shortest distance, so, whenever the bus driver does, make that switch in the mid-afternoon, he brings the lunches over. We continue to do that.
Okay, and we just recently rehabbed that building and added a maker space. Are we abandoning that, or?
No, no,
Okay.
this is gonna, there's two rooms, that are located, in the center of the building. One right now is occupied by alternative ed, the other one is occupied by the math interventionists, and the goal is to, knock down the wall there and make a larger space, and relocate the math interventionists. Am I correct with that, Mr. Carey?
That's the outline that we've talked about. Yep. 2 classrooms there, but I think, correct me, Toby, were you asking about the maker space? I think he's
this
asking
maker
about the
space.
maker space here,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and if that's gonna be abandoned.
I'd love to keep it as part of my office in the future. We're gonna see what we can repurpose for that, but essentially, yes.
Here, the summary timeline on the back page about relocating the central office to the learning center.
Yep.
Is that something that's going to happen, or?
We'd come to you for a second approval of that, but that's kind of the grand theme. Once that building is half empty from alternative ed moving, then I'd like to see central office occupy that space.
And speaking out of turn, but we'd love to have that happen sooner rather than later.
Mhm. So that building would essentially be adult and continuing ed and central office. Adult ed is already there.
So part of this is staffing for the recovery high school, right?
Yeah, well, and we're gonna see something that's coming up in the agenda, a recommendation that's changing staffing, if you approve it. So now more than ever, the one site model is eminent. We have to go to one site, just based on, what we're gonna be seeing. What Peter and I have discussed is we're gonna hold off, looking for a replacement for an alternative ed teacher, based on the enrollments that we have right now for the recovery high school. We're looking at starting out with 4 or 5, and we don't know if there's gonna be a need right away to get additional staff. So they're gonna share the staff that we currently have with alternative ed, with Brooke doing sharing the load at the tech center and at the UMFK. And so right now, it does not require any additional staff.
Okay. So are former alternative ed teachers going to be teaching at the recovery school?
Say that again?
Are people who were doing TOPS gonna be teaching at the recovery school now?
Yes.
They are?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And we were gonna do that with 2 teachers co-teaching. One of them is being recommended tonight for another position in the district.
Okay. All right.
And so with this approval, Dom would be the constant at the tech center. He'll always be there, And then Brooke would float between the two others. We'll also have an ed tech that's doing the same, and a recovery counselor that's doing the same.
Okay. I did have a chance to speak with a couple parents of TOPS kids, and their kids had done work here in town. One of them worked at Valley Auto, and they had contact with people in the community doing work in the community as part of their programming.
Yep.
And I don't think that's going to be different. I mean, I worry that the availability of programming in Frenchville is going to be different than the availability of programming here
So
in town.
the only time that that happens is when there's no tech program for what the student wants to do. Then they can access those type of things through JMG, and that won't go away. They'll still have access to JMG, and they'll still get placed in Fort Kent, because that's where the majority of the businesses are.
Okay.
And even if they are in a tech program, they can have community-based internships as a complement to their program. As long as they're in the second year of the program, then they can start doing community-based placements. And some of those are arranged through the tech center, and they happen throughout the St. John Valley, and others would be arranged through JMG. So we don't anticipate that that's going to be an issue, because by then, most of them are level 2 students, and they have a driving privilege.
So they would go to the tech center and then come back to town and finish their day or whatever?
Not necessarily, yeah, so they would start their day at the tech center, for perhaps doing academics,
Yeah.
and then later in the day, they would come back to town and they would pursue their internship placements still here in the community. And again, some of those would be arranged right through the St. John Valley Technology Center, but others would be arranged through JMG.
Okay. And would they have,
for SAE 27 students, it would be through JMG.
would they have a place in the school to land? Because I understand, like, if they're doing their day and their morning and night, like, where did they, like, if they're back in Fort Kent, is there a place, is there,
If they're accessing JMG, there's a JMG
Okay.
classroom.
Classroom.
so they have a place to be? Okay. Thank you.
But more than likely, what will happen is the assignments will be assigned by the JMG coordinator, and then it'll happen as part of the daily structure, which we do here now. They might come in and see her for a class period, but a lot of their assignments are being done within the context of our classroom.
Okay. All right, those are my questions, thank you.
Go for a vote.
All right, all those in favor? Opposed? Hang on a second.
Yep.
All right, where are
New business.
we? New business.
There's like 17 adjustments.
All right, I'll just let you lead then.
Okay, so, new business items for information, we have a resignation, and in the packet I put beside your packet, you should see a resignation, a very short resignation email. I highlighted the one-liner, and this is a resignation from Jamie Harkins. Jamie is a cook helper at both schools, and they're going to be done effective June 18th.
Do you need a motion for that?
Yes, please.
Entertain a motion to accept the resignation.
That's so moved. And I'll second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Transfers, you will see a transfer letter for Chelsea Zion. Chelsea has been approved to transfer from special education one-on-one position to the special education classroom. And that vacancy was because Mandy Morin resigned last meeting, and so that prompted an in-house opening. So that transfer has been approved for Chelsea. You'll see a second letter for Cheryl Robichaud, and Cheryl is transferring from Title I Ed Tech to the regular education Ed Tech, which will primarily be A-Wing, Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
And so Cheryl has been approved for that as well. Obviously, that'll prompt some other openings, and so we're gonna see different people vying for different positions. Title I is open, and so is the special education one-on-one, so. New hires. Your first letter is from Mr. Doucette, and he is making a recommendation for the CHS math teacher, Math 1 teacher. And you'll see in the letter they are recommending Bobby Lee Martin for this appointment. Bobby Lee has been working as a math interventionist in the school, and during the interview it was obvious that she was a natural member of the team, and they're very confident. Bobby has already secured a letter from the state of Maine saying that she's qualified for a conditional certification for this. With that, she's gonna have 3 years to finish up coursework that'll give her full certification. So with your approval, Bobby Lee Martin.
I make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Welcome, Bobby.
Your second recommendation is for the Recovery High School Recovery Counselor. You'll see a letter from Mr. Peter Karen as well as the interview committee. They are recommending Katia Sidawa for this position. We're very pleased that Katia has applied for this, comes with a wealth of knowledge and experience, over 18 years of related experience, and we're very fortunate to have her in this role.
I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Welcome.
Congratulations.
And Katia and I are not related, so there's no nepotism.
Then we're all related. It's a small valley. We've been here 300 years.
Another adjustment, it's for the FKES Special Education Technician one-on-one. You'll see a letter from Jill Kelly and Mr. Anderson, and they are recommending Victoria Millette for this role. And you'll see in the letter that Victoria has been working with us since January at the RMS, and they're very pleased to recommend her.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Rory. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
The fourth approval is for the Recovery High School Alternative Education Ed Tech 3. And you will see a letter from Mr. Peter Karen, as well as his interview committee, and they are recommending Nicole Netto for this position. Nicole has been working as a substitute and working with alternative ed in that capacity as well, and has a vested interest in working with this group of students. She feels that she has a lot to offer, and so the recommendation is for Nicole Netto.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
And then the last recommendation is for the Fort Kent Elementary Special Education teacher. This is currently occupied by Kayla Myers, who submitted a resignation earlier this year. The committee is recommending Claire Nichols for that role. Claire is certified as a special education teacher, as well as some other various certifications. I spoke with Claire today, and she's excited to work with a younger population, which she never has done before. So the recommendation is for Claire Nichols.
I'll make a motion for Claire to be I accepted.
That's fine, we know what you mean.
Yeah.
You got a second, please? Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Passes.
Your current openings are CHS VRMS Math Interventionist, FKS Title I Ed Tech 3, and RHS Dorm Parents. Peter is finalizing some work with at least one of those dorm parents, so that we do have one for sure coming up. And was there a second as well, Peter?
Yes,
Okay,
Yes.
so those look to be locked up very shortly.
we'll employ one at a time as we grow the program.
Perfect. That moves us to item B, athletic club donation to SAD 27. I was contacted by Craig Morno and Dave Saucier, and they have been working on a project for some years now to have bathrooms, bring bathrooms to the athletic field, especially here during soccer season. We currently use porta potties during that season. And originally they were looking at constructing something, and then that quickly changed when they learned about restroom trailers. And you'll see, I'm providing you a quote for what they're looking to purchase. I gave you a picture as well, although the unit that they are proposing is a two-stall unit, not three as in the picture. So the unit is a men's and women's bathroom unit, and you'll see the floor plan of what that looks like. Because the Booster Club does not, doesn't have property here, doesn't have insurance, they're looking to outright donate this to the school department. They will purchase, and with the purchase, they will then donate. Our policy KCD says that only the board may approve such donations to the schools, and so I'm bringing this proposal to you. They're looking to get this done sooner than later because I believe both Dave and Craig are done on the Booster Club because their children, at least Craig is done.
Yeah.
Dave may have a few more years.
Make a motion to accept the portable restroom trailer from the Athletic Booster Club.
I'll second.
They're not cheap.
Any discussion?
No. I'm just curious where it's gonna go. Where does it get stored when it's not used, and who's responsible for cleaning it?
I would assume that SAD 27 would be responsible for storing and cleaning it. Offhand, I would think that our garage at Fort Kent Elementary, our big red barn, would
Mhm.
probably be an ideal storage area
Okay.
for it. But cleaning it was likely gonna be our task as well.
Okay.
And I don't know the details of what that
But like
looks
it's, yeah, I'm just thinking, because we're adding to somebody's job.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But it also means we can use bathrooms.
Because currently, what do they do? Is there nothing?
Porta potties.
It's a porta potty.
There's a porta potty.
So they just
Okay.
call Pelletiers whenever it needs to be serviced, and they do their thing.
I mean, presumably, so we'd just be servicing this the same way, presumably, or a similar way with a trailer.
I would assume so. They must have to come
It
in.
must have a storage tank under
Yeah.
it, there must, I'm not sure how,
Pretty sure it works like your, like an RV.
yeah.
Yeah,
You take it somewhere and dump it or something. You get somebody to come and pump it.
yeah,
We're-
I
we're
rented one
close to
from
the
my,
river.
Yeah.
I rented one for my daughter's wedding,
Yeah.
and that's what it was. It
Yeah.
was just connected up, we connected a water supply to it, and then they used, there was a holding tank,
Yeah. So
and then they came in,
Mhm.
took it away.
And I imagine we could call Pelletier and they can come, suck it out whenever it's.
Mm.
for
I take things I didn't expect to talk about. About poop. Yeah.
No, this
Ricky-
is great.
Ricky, you don't think it's not gonna be a big change for you guys? All right,
okay.
They'll clean it up, just like you do the porta potty.
that's all I wanted to hear.
Yep.
And we got a place to keep it in the winter so it doesn't freeze.
Yep.
All right.
Perfect.
All those in favor?
Awesome.
Could we have them put like Booster Club on the side of it so they don't get accused of spending $35,000 at the
Right.
next
Donated
budget
by.
meeting?
Yes, please.
That's actually not a bad
That's,
idea.
yeah, that is,
Yeah,
that
donated
is
by,
actually a good
Donated by
idea.
We know what's
Booster
gonna
Club.
happen.
That's gonna, yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really good
Friggin'
idea.
Ben went, bought a trailer. Too good to use a porta potty.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's the only condition.
Yeah. Yeah, do we need to vote on that?
No, I'll make sure that, next item is your Winterville tuition agreement. So it's been 10 years of the 10-year withdrawal agreement. That's going to expire at the end of this month. We've been working at least a year on back and forth with Winterville on this. Biggest sticking point was billing for special education. Lucy and I feel that you have, SAD 27 has been supplementing their special ed costs. And at no fault of ours, this is all brand new. So when we were figuring out original special education costs, we used an overall per pupil cost, I think is how we had originally established it, or?
No, what we were doing was, we were actually looking at each student and the specific services they were receiving. So if they were spending 3 15-minute sessions a week on speech, that's what they were billed for. What this doesn't capture is the time that the teacher preps, or the speech therapist preps, any documentation, paperwork, that kind of thing. So the employment of a speech therapist has more than just that 50-minute.
Mm.
So those services of speech, OT, social work, any of those special services, we were not capturing those extra services, or the extras that go with the services. So this new version will capture.
So what we did is we used Grand Isle's agreement that they have with Madawaska as a template, and we also used the withdrawal agreement with Winterville, and we kept all the pieces that needed to be in there, and that made sense. Now, with the special education costs, it's gonna be more reflective of what those actual costs are. Winterville hasn't asked for you all. So if you look on page 3, you'll see some green font in part F. Part F was not part of the original agreement that we proposed to them. It's an add-on that they're asking for. Because of the cost increasing so much more, and I can't remember what Terry
Yeah,
had.
it's almost like 50,000-60,000 a
Yeah.
year.
The-
It's significant.
They're asking for a couple of years to phase in those increases so that they can adjust accordingly with their budgets. So in year 1, which would be the upcoming school year, they're asking that we bill them at 75% of those total costs for special education, and then in year 2, 85%, and then year 3 will be full cost moving forward.
So that's 75% already more than what they were paying before?
Yeah.
What would that equate to, the 75%? Or more importantly, what's the 25%?
But in the last 10 years, we would have been paying that anyway.
Yeah,
We were paying it.
We-
already.
We were paying
we're subsidizing them.
already.
Yeah.
So we'll be subsidizing them less at 75%.
Correct.
It'll take me a minute to get there. So what we're looking to do, as I'm looking for this, is we're looking to get an average cost of special ed, and that's what we bill. So we would take the full cost of special education in SAD 27 and divide it among all students that attend SAD 27, and then bill them a per student cost for their students that are attending. So it captures all the costs of special education as an average. In addition to that, we would bill anything that's very specific to their district. So if they have a student that attends OTC, for example, that's only a Winterville student, they would be billed fully for that, along with if there's an ed tech that attends and whatnot. So it really truly captures a better.
So, according to Terry, if they were to assume full costs, her budget is going to be $210,000 next year. That was her quote, that's not Lucy's
That's
number.
not Lucy. As opposed to,
And I don't know what we're currently billing, but it would be 75% of that for next year. They have one student that goes to OTC, which is the private purpose school in Presque Isle. A large sum of that is attributed to that one student. When they have that, they pay full price, so we don't subsidize an OTC student. Those costs are actual. And Jill, is Jill here? It's about $100,000 to send a kid to OTC.
Oh, because they have to pay for transportation, because we provide transportation in the tech.
Yeah.
So we eat like $50,000 year one and eat $35,000 year two. Do we already have a vote on this, or we just go
Nope.
right to questions?
No, I haven't voted yet.
And they still have
Oh, so
outstanding
we're-
notes as well too, correct? Is that what I'm reading?
What's that?
They still have outstanding, they still have an.
Yeah, they still have a few more payments.
I think the first year, maybe 15,000 is worth the 25%. It's
oh, you said 15.
15 for the first year, that 25%.
Yeah.
Okay. I like your numbers make more sense.
Okay.
But again, to be clear, it's still gonna be better for our budget, even at the 75%.
Well, but the alternative isn't to continue with the existing contract.
I know.
So like, feels like a bit of an illusory good deal.
No, I understand. I also want to do good for everybody, not just me and mine.
Well, I mean,
Um, Yeah, you and I probably won't agree on this one.
well, no, but we're
That's okay.
contracting with an outside place
I
that
know.
chose to leave our district.
I know,
I mean, they
I
made
know.
the decision to leave our
I
district,
understand,
and there are costs that come with that.
I understand.
And I'm okay with being a good neighbor, but I don't wanna frame it like it's doing us a favor.
Right.
To cut
No,
them,
yeah,
cut them a
no,
bargain. Like,
no,
that's my
no,
only issue with
it's
that.
definitely helping them, but I guess it doesn't seem to hurt us.
Yeah.
But they've known over all these years that they were getting a very good deal.
Yes?
It depends on how you look at what they think the cost should have been billed, right? So if their interpretation is I should only bill when they receive direct service and only then they've been billed accordingly. If their perception is that they should have been paying an average cost per student special ed, then yes, they've been getting a very good deal.
But this kind of equalizes things, as I see it.
This
So
will equalize.
basically, like, if they have a really bad run and they have a bunch of kids in special ed, they're not gonna get a big bump. But at the same time, if no kids in special ed, they're still gonna help carry the special ed load.
Right.
Okay, that's a more
the-
fair deal.
The only time they're gonna be billed specifically for their, is if it's something that's happening outside the district.
Yeah.
That we
Yeah.
can clearly, anything happening inside the district will be billed at a per average rate.
Okay, that makes sense.
I also did mention to Terry that we do not have any agreement in place with Allagash, and that we'd be looking to formalize an agreement with Allagash as well, because she's their superintendent, so
How does it work with Allagash now?
it's a wink, wink, it's.
Do they pay?
Very oh, yes.
Oh,
we
okay.
invoice
I was
them.
like, wait, they've been getting it
We've
free for
made-
10
We've
years?
made many changes over the years,
But it's not just a formal agreement like this has been for 10 years, okay.
What about Eagle Lake?
That's right, they were,
Eagle Lake is in a 10-year withdrawal agreement, so we're gonna have to do something like this maybe in a year or two.
Yeah.
Eagle Lake,
Yeah,
yeah, because they were a few years behind
Yeah.
Winterville.
yeah, they were a second, I think our second year.
And Wallergrass, you said?
Wildgrass is good.
Oh, yeah, they're still in.
They're still.
Yeah.
you're
We
here.
just don't have an
There's something
elementary
you
school.
know?
here.
We just don't have an elementary school.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the people that didn't have the
Yeah.
schools.
Right, so I
No.
mean, I understand better. I entertain the motion.
So you'll see that the motion, I put with or without the phase-in. So if you want to make a motion that to support the phase-in, you'd say with the phase-in. If you want it taken out, then make the motion without the phase-in.
Can I recommend something different?
Sure.
Can we just hit a motion whether or not we agree to a contract generally?
Yeah.
Okay, so, and then we'll decide whether,
Make it a separate motion.
so, can I get a motion to accept a contract to work something with Winterville School?
Yes, I'm so moved.
And I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor? It's unanimous. Okay. Now, I'll entertain a motion for either with or without, whoever wants to make it. Without the language, without this phase-in situation.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the tuition agreement with the school with the phase-in special education per pupil. Make sense?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on the phase-in? Seeing none, all those in favor? It's unanimous.
You're good neighbors.
And the second was?
Shannon?
Shannon, I believe.
Now we get the school budget.
Can we,
Yeah, we are.
so we don't have one of these, but Allagash. So, do we need to
Slides.
make a motion to take care of that? Like, how does that work?
They'll take care of it and they'll bring it to us.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've already set the stage,
okay, so it's in the works?
yeah.
Okay, good deal, thanks.
And very soon I will draft one of these, changing Winterville to Allagash, and send it along their way.
Perfect, thank you.
So in front of you, you have the results of the school budget vote, referendum. So the budget, we had two separate votes. One was for the school budget, where we had 758 yes votes, 310 no votes, 14 blanks, for a 70% approval rate. And the school revolving renovation vote came in at 795 yes votes, 269 no votes, 16 blanks, for a 74% approval rate. So both passed.
Great.
Attached, you have two motions. The first one is for the school budget that I will need read, and the second one will be for the school revolving renovation fund. And if you don't want to read the whole thing, I can read it on your behalf, and we can vote afterwards.
So you need that whole, everything on here read?
Yes, yeah, the first one.
Under, starting with voted?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, voted that the computation and declaration of votes dated June 9, 2026, and attached hereto be approved. Further voted that the computation and declaration of votes be entered upon the records of Maine School Administrative District Number 27. Further voted that a certified copy of the computation and declaration of votes be sent to each of the municipal clerks within the districts.
So moved.
And then,
We need a second.
Second.
oh, second,
No,
Don't.
I moved.
She made the
oh,
motion,
okay. I had that.
and then we have to vote, right?
So all those in favor?
Can I just read the motion part? I don't have to read.
They all have it in front of them anyways, and as long as they can read it, you can.
Okay, I'll read
do
the
that
motion
way.
part.
We'll give them time to read the rest of it.
I move that the resolution entitled Resolution to Authorize 1,177,096 School Revolving Renovation Funds Financing be approved in the form presented to this meeting, and that the secretary file an attested copy of the resolution within the minutes of this meeting.
And just in summary, it authorizes a total loan of $1,177,096, of which $823,967 will be forgiven, and the district will pay $353,129 at no interest in a period of 10 years.
second,
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
I will have forms for you to sign before you leave tonight. Pertaining to these.
Thank you, Lucy. Are we good to proceed and sign the stuff after?
Yep.
Okay. So your vacancies situation.
Yeah, motion to allow the superintendent to fill vacancies over the summer, something I ask you every time, before July, just because we don't meet in July, and, we have 3 openings, just to allow me to do that on your behalf. If we get close to August, I won't, and, I'll bring it to you in August, but if something comes next week, I know that there's at least a dorm parent that's coming soon. It gives me the availability to not take those up.
I'll make
Yeah.
a motion. Oh,
I'll second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
We have a coaching recommendation as an adjustment. You'll see a letter from Josh Nichols, and he is recommending Dom Rossignol for the varsity boys basketball position. Dom has been part of this core group that has been together for years, and now with Coach Chad's here stepping down, and Coach Naranja stepping down, Dom was the logical choice to step in that role.
Make a move to accept Dom Rossignol.
I second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Unanimous?
Congratulations, Dom. The expectation is gold balls every year, so. No pressure.
Then I turned over the rest of my. We're going executive session now, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to, move to go into executive session pursuant 1 MRSA 4056D, discuss contract negotiations.
So moved.
and I'll second.
Right, we'll take a few minutes break for folks to clear out.